Hey everyone, Bigger310 here again to do his return video. Talking about the shows I saw live last week. My room's kind of a disaster right now, but I'm back home from college. There's The Undertaker Fathead, there's Homer Simpson over there. I know you guys have been missing that, and I think I told Trademark this, that it just feels weird, I don't know, like not seeing Taker's reflection in the camera. Like, it's kind of bothered me a little bit the past few months. I'm back from college. College was fun, stressful, but fun. Gained a lot of weight the last 4 weeks. I think I put on like 10, 15 pounds the last 4 weeks alone. Hopefully, around mid-January when I get back on camera, you can see my glorious skinny face as it was back in June. Trying to get back to that goal, but yeah. I mean, I gotta hang of this shit. I always do, so I'll take care of it very quickly. The shows I attended, I saw 2 shows live, Final Battle and TLC. And in seeing both of those shows, I also saw, let me see, can you guys see my laptop here? No, actually you can't. It's quite awesome because I don't have my notes on my computer. I have it on my laptop. But, all right, when I saw Final Battle on TLC Live, I also saw all of Glory by Honor and all of the TV show from the end of Death Before Dishonor to Final Battle. Like 10 episodes of ROH TV. I saw it all the week leading up to that show because I liked the card so much that I really wanted to be up to date on the storylines, and I really wanted to be up to date on the build to the show. And TLC, I found that I was going the day before. My friend Ben Turpin on Twitter, what up? He sent me a text the day before TLC saying, "Hey, I found really good seats for $40. Are you interested?" And I was like, "Where are the seats?" And they were like lower balcony, 100 level, right by the entrance side. And like, I don't know, there had to have been, we were probably like 10th row. And the seats were amazing. You had perfect view. The tickets were so cheap because it's considered limited viewing because you're right by the entrance side. And like once every 5 matches, maybe the little anchor that holds up the camera would be right there in the middle of the ring, but they put it back down midway through the match. The seats were absolutely incredible for $40. As Ben pointed out, there were people in the section across from us who paid easily $90 to $100 for those seats. So Ben sent me the text, and I was going to be in New York anyways because I was already going to Final Battle. So I was like, you know, why not? Why not just while I'm not going to Final Battle, also go to TLC? Sounds like a good idea. So I was very excited for that. That whole day was so much fun. So much fun. And I'll get into that. But first I want to go over the Ring of Honor TV show. Since I'm talking about Final Battle, I might as well talk about the TV show and Glory by Honor while I'm at it. That's kind of my mentality of this. So you won't see this in the next All Sides of the Wrestling World. Also, the next All Sides of the Wrestling World probably be like 3 weeks, maybe. I mean, I'm home, so I have a lot more free time. You know, I usually watch most of my wrestling very late at night whenever I come home from going out with my friends, usually like at 1 in the morning. And then from 1 in the morning to like 2 to 3, depending on what time I fall asleep, that's usually when I catch up. That's what I was doing during the summer. That's why I was watching shows left and right and catching up like on a year's worth of backlog. During college, I can't do that. So now I think that I'll try to crank them out more. I already finished Down with the Sickness, CZW show. The next All Star Wrestling World is going to have Down with the Sickness, Redemption, the 2 most recent Chikara shows, which I have right here. And the Kevin Steen shoot interview, which I already talked about the interview, but I'll talk about the actual matches. The 2 DVDs, Evolve 13 and Evolve 17, which I have on my laptop. And I don't know why I just did that. And Night of Champions, and I think Bound for Glory. So expect that soon. But this is about Ring of Honor. Finishing off Ring of Honor's 2010. The TV show, I thought, got a lot better. This is kind of the TV show when Delirious took over. The build to Glory by Honor, not so much. I think Cornette was still in charge. I think it was the build to Final Battle when Delirious was made. The Bell Vernon taping in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, November 3rd, I believe. I believe that was Delirious's first show after Glory by Honor. That was completely under his control. Because I know Cornette's last show was Killer Instinct. And Cornette still had a decent role in the Bell Vernon show. I remember he was still the executive producer of the TV show. He just wasn't full booker anymore. So that's why I think I've heard a lot of people say that with Delirious, the ring quality has improved significantly, but the storylines and some of the finishes are still the same. And I agree and disagree. I mean, yes, I mean, like, for example, Matt Hardy went over Adam Cole at Final Battle. Hassan Benjamin went over Titus and Whitmer. And a bunch of people have been saying, whoa, why are they doing this and all this stuff? I really do think two things. I think, one, Cornette had a lot of control over the TV tapings still. I think the next TV tapings are going to be a real sign of how Delirious is going to do with Ring of Honor moving forward. The January TV tapings, because that will be completely under his control. That will have zero Cornette influence now that Cornette is gone from Ring of Honor. And I also think that Delirious, because he and Cornette are good friends, supposedly, I really do think Delirious felt the need to continue Cornette's booking plans. Like, I know when Pierce had left Ring of Honor, I remember he got fired the day of SummerSlam that year, SummerSlam 2010. And Delirious, for Glory by Honor that year, which was in September, Delirious booked it the way Pierce would have liked it. He kind of finished all of Pierce's storylines and all this and that. He owed it to Pierce to finishing it that way. And I think when Cornette left and Cornette had booked the TV, I think Delirious felt it was proper to book the product the way Cornette would have wanted up until Final Battle. That's just my opinion. I have no way of knowing this. Obviously, with Delirious, the ring style has improved significantly. You can tell they're letting the guys do a lot more during the match. I mean, me and Ben were talking about this at Final Battle. Ben mentioned, it's a great point, that for certain Davey spots, whether it be in a Davey Richards match or in other wrestlers' matches that use quote-unquote Davey spots, and you guys know what I'm talking about, for most of the time, as he said, with Cornette, that's always the finish. And with Delirious, he lets that go on in the middle of the match, and it lets the match go along, and the match gets to a high pace. Because my problem with a lot of the criticism of Cornette's Ring of Honor was the undercard guys would get so limited, get so handcuffed. They wouldn't be allowed to do anything because you don't want to burn out the crowd, or, your second match on the show, you can't kind of front the other wrestlers like that. You got to have your matches go a certain way. Like, the guys had a lot less freedom than they did with other periods of Ring of Honor. That's why I think a lot of guys were frustrated. But I really do think that with Delirious that will change. But, with the storylines, I like them better. I mean, Hassan Benjamin aren't all over the TV like they were beforehand. Whether they were the champions or not the champions, those dudes were all over the television show before Delirious had full control. Like, always, just nonstop. And Hassan Benjamin versus Titus and Whitmer was still kind of like a central, like, it wasn't the main program, but it did get more TV time than, I think, it probably got more TV time than any other angle on Final Battle, except the Briscoes match. The Briscoes match probably got the most, the Briscoes Scum and Coleman and Alexander probably got the most TV time. And the second most was probably Davey and Eddie versus O'Reilly and Fish. Third most was probably Titus and it was Titus and Whitmer versus Hassan Benjamin. Fourth most was probably Elkin and Strong. So, actually, no, third most was whatever Jay Lethal was doing. Fourth most was Titus and Whitmer, and then fifth was Elgin and Strong. So Hassan Benjamin still got a good amount of TV time, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it was before. And, they had Coleman and Alexander beat him clean. I mean, yeah, with slight interference, but that's as close to a clean finish as you're going to get. I mean, Benjamin does the belly-to-belly to Coleman, and then when he falls, Alexander hits him with the frog splash. That's about as clean as you're going to get. I've not seen a clean Hassan Benjamin pin like that in a long, long time. Though the Titus and King win over Hassan Benjamin looked more like a fluke. I mean, that was clean in the middle of the ring, and I was impressed. So the TV show I thought got better, but it's still not there yet. The Survival of the Fittest tournament, I mean, I prefer they do it on TV because the shows usually suck. And the Survival of the Fittest qualifier matches are about the level of the quality of most Ring of Honor undercard TV shows. Like Cole Thomas I liked, Richards Bennett I liked, Lethal and Marshall I thought was fun just because of Nana and Peck interfering in all the time. Yes, I called him Peck. I do remember those Strong Homicide and O'Reilly Mondo. I didn't dislike those matches. They were just there for me. They were just so uninteresting, even though mechanically they were fine. Like, I'm not giving them like a star. I'm giving them 2.5 because mechanically they were decent matches, but I was just so not into them. I was just there like, all right. They're doing some stuff. Okay, decent stuff. Elgin and Rhino I liked, but I thought should have gone a little longer. And the Survival of the Fittest match I thought was really, 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 really good. One of the better probably the second best Ring of Honor match on TV all year, behind the Lethal Richards match from like in February. Like, I really, really, really liked this match. I thought this was really, really good stuff. Very, very fun match. The last few minutes with Lethal and Richards were great. Michael Elgin cut some promos in the Route to Glory by Honor that were really, really good. I was impressed by some of his work. I thought he and Steen had a decent build. Then when it came to the final battle build, I thought it was pretty good. A lot of people were kind of mad that Steen and Generico didn't really have like a set build. Well, you know what? Steen and Generico is a match for the internet fans. Steen and Generico is a match that all the internet Ring of Honor faithful knows, not the mainstream casual. And like Ben astutely pointed out, the show is in New York, and that market doesn't get the TV show anyways. So who cares? Who cares? And I'm like, yeah, he's got a decent point. I understand that you want to have the mainstream buy the pay. In my opinion, the mainstream market should be there to attend the shows. I don't think you're going to get much of the mainstream market to buy the pay-per-view online. I think the online buy pay-per-view buys are going to rely solely on the internet faithful, and I think it's going to stay like that for a long time. I think the mainstream fans that you want to appeal to, those are going to be the ones that you want attending the live shows. I don't see many of them ordering the iPay-per-views. And if the market doesn't even have the TV show anyways, you can't even get them to go to the live show, so what does it matter? Now, that's not an excuse to just not build your main event. They should have built their main event better, but they couldn't get Generico in for the dates. Generico, I don't think, wanted to sign a Ring of Honor contract, and I think that was the reason they didn't have him go over a Final Battle. So they couldn't get Generico in for the dates, and what do you want to do? Have Steen just walking around and talking for 3 weeks? I mean, Jericho, I know, did that with John Cena from the Survivor Series from 2008, but I didn't like that build very much. I don't know if I wanted to see Steen just stand in a ring and trash talk Generico 4 weeks in a row. Would have gotten repetitive. So, I mean, they could have done a better job, but honestly, I didn't have too high expectations, and I was fine with it personally. I know a lot of people were really mad. The Honor Lives promo with the Briscoes and Nigel was tremendously done. Tremendously done. And the Briscoes, Scum, Coleman and Alexander build was very good, I thought. And O'Reilly and Fish versus the Wolves, that was really good stuff. Like I said, I thought the build was pretty good. A lot of people I know weren't fans, but I was happy. So the TV show got better. Is it perfect? No. But did it get better? Yes. That's all I'll say. The TV show definitely got better. Because the matches are getting better. Sorry, I should text. I'll talk about Glory by Honor real quick. Opener was a lot of fun. You could tell in the opener immediately, I could tell the difference between Delirious and Cornette. These guys got away with a lot. There were so many near falls in the opener. And with Cornette, you never see that. With Cornette, you saw a handicap-booked, safe, nice opener. You never saw an opener of this caliber. You never saw a Gabe Sapolsky type opener. This was that type of opener. Guys did really good stuff, a lot of moves, a lot of near falls, and it worked. It didn't go too long. It was just exactly what the crowd needed. It was a very fresh and revealing opener. And I could already tell, wow, this feels like a different Ring of Honor. Mondo and Bennett. Mondo fucking does that dive from the top of the stage. And I guarantee you that doesn't happen in Cornette's Ring of Honor. They would never let something like that happen. On the second match on the show, I mean, Mondo and Bennett, I thought had a really fun match. This was 10 times better than what I expected. They were allowed to do more of a brawling style match. They were allowed to get away with more, to get the crowd more into it. They did a little more, hardcore stuff and I'm not saying they used chairs, they just threw each other to the guardrails a bunch of time. They did little things like that without question they would not be allowed to do in the old Ring of Honor. In the old Ring of Honor, this would have been in the ring. This would have been Bennett maybe working over, Mondo doing a half-hearted comeback that the crowd wouldn't have cared about, and it would have just been a blah match. With this Ring of Honor, it was a fun, decent match. Didn't get a lot of time, but the crowd really liked it. There was actually a "This is awesome" chant after the dive. You never see that in the Cornette Ring of Honor. Like I said, just very, very, very nice stuff. Haas and Benjamin, Whitmer and Titus, I think Delirious knew wasn't supposed to go too long. They let Haas and Benjamin get their heel stuff in. Whitmer and Titus had a quick comeback. It was fun. It was fast. They got it over with. This wasn't the usual Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin match, which goes 15, 20 minutes, and which is dragging the whole time because they let Haas and Benjamin get away with a lot more in the ring than they normally wouldn't be allowed to do. They wouldn't be allowed to do in the current Ring of Honor, and you have Cornette have them just beat on guys and beat on guys and beat on guys and beat on guys. And Barrett, like the Michael Elgin match was a burial. It was basically Charlie Haas working over him for 12 minutes. Michael Elgin had a 1-minute comeback and then lost. What a bitch. You had the Titus and King match where they just beat on Titus for 20 minutes and Titus got a lucky roll-up. What lucky guys. But the Haas and Benjamin are still the badasses. Like, Haas and Benjamin did not get away with nearly as much in this match as they normally do in the old Ring of Honor. And that was, again, something I very, very quickly noticed. And Whitmer and Titus, you know, they got their stuff in. Haas and Benjamin still won. But, hey, it was building to a later feud. Match ended, whatever, I was fine with that. Richards and Lethal, an awesome match. Awesome match. Ben said this was Jay Lethal's best match ever. And, you know, I'm kind of hard-pressed to disagree with that. This was a great, great match. Great match. Just a lot of fun. Lethal really, really looked like $1 million here. He and Richards just went balls to the wall. Pretty much they kicked out of everything under the sun. But it wasn't like that ridiculous. You know, they kicked out of each other's finishers and they kicked out of their signature near falls. Basically all the moves that they would normally do, but they wouldn't. I don't know how to explain it. Lethal did all his signature offense that normally he doesn't go for pinfalls, I guess, on every single one, and this time he did, so there was more near falls in the match. I don't know. I'm kind of trying to explain. I'm not really doing a good job, but all I know is it was very, very, very fun Davey match. He and Lethal worked really well together. You could tell that right away. But, I mean, these guys had a match in Cornette's Ring of Honor as the main event back in January, and it was nowhere near as good as this. I mean, okay, that was a really good, that was a very good match, but this was a great match. This match was significantly better than that one. You know, and then the other one, you know, you had Lethal was in control a little longer. This time Davey was in control, and this time you had Lethal kind of play the heel. Well, he was in control while Davey was in peril. And in that other match, they didn't let Davey and Lethal get away with nearly as much as they did in this match. They didn't really, it's not that Davey click. Like, you know, that click for me when Davey's doing all his moves and the crowd just goes, wow, at what he's doing. There's like again, I can't explain it other than there's like that click I notice. I saw it in the Davey Eddie match at Best in the World last year. That was the last time I ever saw it for a Davey Richards match. Oh, and Davey and Elgin, obviously. That click where he and the guy are trading near falls and there's that quick, hard-hitting moment where I'm just getting captured and I just go, wow. And I didn't see it in the Generico match. I didn't see it in a lot of Davey's matches after that. A lot of the reasons people started disliking Davey, really, because I never really saw that again until this match. After, again, Davey Elgin doesn't count. And when people say, oh, Davey during his title reign wrestled exactly the same as he did before, I don't know why people were mad. It's not really his fault. I mean, like, he was overexposed, but his matches weren't allowed to go a certain way like they are here. Maybe it's because I'm not a wrestler that I don't know how to fully explain it, but all I know is me as a fan, I'm trying to explain as a fan, I felt that click in this match that I never felt during the rest of his Sinclair run. It just felt like these guys are trading moves, it's a very fun match, but there's not that click that crosses that line into this great Davey match where you're so into everything that's happening on both sides. Again, maybe someone more knowledgeable than me can explain it. I can't. Great match. Rhino Thomas was whatever. Cole and Edwards I thought was very good, but I thought it was a little overrated. I thought it went a little too long. Just my opinion. But it's still a fun match. Still good stuff. Scum versus Briscoes was very fun. These guys just have great chemistry. Their match at what's the fucking show called? The Providence show. The school, the show right by my fucking school, but they did it a week before I moved into college. Boiling Point, that one. That one was better, but this was still very good. I just think these guys work really well together. Kevin Steen, Michael Elgin was amazing. Just absolutely incredible. I really loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars. I just thought it was an absolutely tremendous match. You know, Elgin, when he's allowed to just, like, go into his groove like he was with Davey back in March, I mean, it's just completely out of this world. Like, Elgin was... The way he gets a crowd into his offense and into his near falls is just amazing. Like, you really, whenever you're watching an Elgin match, like this Steen match, like this Davey match, you really get that sensation like, holy fuck, Elgin's going to win. Like, he does something. Again, I can't describe it, really. Like, maybe it's just he's so great at creating that drama, at creating that magic, that turn, that moment that turns your viewpoint around from, oh, he has no chance to, holy shit, Elgin's really going to win this. And that's why these matches are so amazing. That's why this and the Davey match are so incredible. It's because you believe. It's like what Nigel talked about. in his documentary. That moment where the fans and the audience, they exchange back and forth. They're having a great interaction. You're suspending your disbelief to seeing what's going on. And then Nigel says all of a sudden there's that moment, that line, that second where everyone is just encapsulated by what is an amazing match. And you are going crazy for everything they do, and you can't get out of it. And that's what they got. And that's when they get you. As Nigel said, that's when we get you. That's when it's art. That's when you are so into everything that's happening. It is real. It's not even like, oh, we're watching pro wrestling. It's like we are watching reality. Like what these guys are doing is real. And when you cross that moment, you can't go back. And it creates an absolutely incredible match. And this match was like that. Davey match was a little better, probably because I had a little more time and some of the near falls. I really, really thought Davey was going to win. Maybe if I had seen this live, I would have a different opinion. If I saw this live, I probably would have rated it higher. But Davey, because I saw the Davey match live, I was like, oh my God, Elgin's actually going to win. And for those idiots that say, oh, spoilers don't mean anything in wrestling, well, it's clear that you are a fool. Sorry. So this match had that drama. Nigel was incredible in commentary. Awesome match. 4.5 stars. One of the best matches of the year. A great show for Ring of Honor. One of the best shows I've seen from them in a long, long time. Just absolutely tremendous stuff. Big fan. Thank you, Ring of Honor. Now we get to Final Battle in TLC. I barely remember these shows, so I'll talk. I remember both were great. Both were really, really fun. They both kind of had the same formula, like a bunch of good matches and then awesome matches on both shows. Final Battle, the main event was incredible. I've seen Steen and Generico. I've seen all three of their big Ring of Honor matches live. I saw their Final Battle 2010 match live. I saw the Last Man Standing match this past March live, and I saw this match live. The Last Man Standing match, when I saw it live, I said that was better than their Final Battle match. I still haven't seen it back on DVD, but when I saw that match live, I remember thinking that's the best match they've ever had in Ring of Honor. This match, when I saw it live, I thought was better than their Last Man Standing match. Legitimately. I thought this was better, without question, better than their PWG match last year. Like, this was just amazing. Some of the spots really, really made me cringe. And, Generico's just, I've heard people say, oh, it felt too much like a spot show. It felt too much like they were setting up stuff. El Generico took 80% of the bumps in this match. And you were into the match because it's Generico, and you really, really thought he had a chance to win the belt. You really, really bought into all the hard bumps he was taking, and you really just wanted Ole to succeed. And you were really into the Ring of Honor, coming to an end storyline. They built it to make you think that Generico was winning, especially having the Briscoes go over earlier in the show. So Generico, I was really into Generico, so I don't want to hear people say it's just a spot show. Everyone who loves the match just loves the spots. Bullshit. I was really into the match because Generico is an amazing babyface. It's that goddamn simple. And the match was just incredible. I really, really thought Generico was going to win. Had I known after the show, like idiot Trademark told me, although I'm kind of thankful he didn't tell me before the show because it would have ruined the match for me. He told me after the show that Dave apparently reported in the Observer, and I'm behind on my Observers, that El Generico only signed a one-shot deal. And that's why, once I heard that, I was like, oh, of course he wasn't going to win. But during the match, I didn't know this, and I was like, oh my God, El Generico's going to win the belt. And I was very, 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 very happy with how the match turned out. Awesome match. Other highlights from that show, the tag title match. I thought was a good match. I just thought it was too short. That had a flat ending, kind of came out of nowhere, and I fucking hate matches that end like that. That was my only complaint. Let me think. Lynn and Bennett I thought was fine. Lethal Rhino I thought was fine. The Wolves and Fish and O'Reilly I thought was very, very good. Second best match in the show. Like a Davey Richards match, but it didn't kill the crowd, and they didn't go all out. They left themselves room to top it. And it was just a very, very, very fun pro wrestling match. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Elgin Strong was a really good opener. Really, really got the crowd out to a great start. I was really into the match. The finish, not so much. But hey, again, I'm not gonna blame Delirious because I think Delirious wants to continue booking plans, but whatever. Nana and Evans was a lot of fun. They actually had an actual match, which surprised me. And whatchamacallit, me and Trademark were starting chants for Archibald, for RD Evans, because he's Archibald Peck and Shakara the whole time. Like, we don't know you, and Marchie, Archie. You could probably hear us. None of them got over. Because I really do think that Ring of Honor and Chikara fans are different, which I never, ever believed beforehand. I believe it now, though. And I'm missing a match. What the fuck am I missing? Oh, Cole and Hardy. I thought it was a good match. Other people didn't. It was kind of a WWE style match. Matt Hardy was doing kind of his traditional WWE style offense. Adam Cole just added in a few indie stuff like that fucking German suplex to the goddamn floor. You don't see that in WWE. The finish was whatever. I was okay with it because I knew Matt Hardy wasn't coming back. I knew that Ring of Honor was bringing in Matt Hardy to be a member of their roster, not to be just a one-time appearance. So I kind of figured he was going to win. But I do think, that, especially when they changed it from title to non-title, when they changed it, because originally it was supposed to be a title match, and they changed it to a special challenge match. When they did that, I was like, okay, Hardy's going to win. But I do think Cole has to get his win back. I do think that they should build Hardy like on the shows, beating other guys, and then Hardy and Cole at the anniversary show and some sort of a gimmick and have Cole pin him clean. I really do think that's how it's got to go. Oh, and Titus and Whitmer versus Haas and Benjamin. Very, very fun street fight. That candy cane spot was amazing live. I went crazy for that. The Christmas tree stuff was hilarious. This was Haas and Benjamin's best match in God knows how long. Probably since the... Now, I liked their match at Best in the World with Titus and King. I know a lot of people hated that match. I was really into it. I was really entertained by it. I know a lot of people really hated that match. But I don't know, maybe because I was just so happy that Titus and King were finally winning the belts. I was really into everything they were doing, and I really enjoyed the match. But this was better. So I'd probably have to go all the way back to, good Lord, maybe the second Haas and Benjamin Kings of Wrestling match the third what were those? Honor Takes Center Stage. Honor Takes Center Stage Night 1. I thought this was the best Haas and Benjamin match since Honor Takes Center Stage Night 1. Legitimately, it was that good. I really, 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 really enjoyed this match. So good stuff. And a lot of fun. That ending spot almost killed me though. Like I freaked the fuck out. You could see me. Like, I'm just like, for like a solid 5 minutes. I really thought fucking BJ Whitmer was really hurt. But nonetheless, great show. Awesome main event. Really good Wolves match. Really good opener. Good match with good street fight. Pretty good Matt Hardy match. Good tag title match. Decent match with Jerry Lynn. Decent match with Rhino and Lethal. Fun match with Evans and Nana. So, yeah, I thought it was a great show. Really enjoyed it. TLC. Interesting, though. The Battle Royal was just whatever. That match wasn't very good. What was the opener? I don't even remember the opener. Oh, Rhodes and Sandow versus Ray and Cara. I thought this was fun. I thought it was a good, solid opener. I really enjoyed it. Sandow and Rhodes were so over live. It was hilarious. Like, they came out. When Damien Sandow music played, the whole place erupted. And I just go to bed, and I'm just like, yeah, the Ring of Honor faithful came to WWE TLC. It's just a really, really fun reaction to those two. Then it was, fuck, I should have been more prepared. Was it Cesaro and Truth? I don't even know. Right now I'm going to Pro Wrestling Database to actually look this up because I legit don't know. Let's see. Hold on one second. Hold on there. WWE. This is great television, great radio right now. All right. Oh, JTG, David Otunga, the dark match. How could I forget? That was fun. The dark match battle royal was just who cares? Cesaro. It was Cesaro and Truth. This was just bleh. This was just there. It was just a nothing match. There's no better way to describe it. Kofi and Barrett was a lot of fun. I thought this was good live. Really entertaining. They had some nice near falls there towards the end, which you don't really see in a mid-card WWE title match these days. But a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Barrett, I legitimately was happy that Barrett lost. I think Ben said it best when he said, it's kind of a sad state of affairs of wrestling when you wish for a guy to lose because it helps his upward momentum. And we're like, yep, That's kind of sad because I didn't want Barrett to win the IC title because I didn't want him to be classified in the mid-card division. I wanted him to be, you know, in the mix with the top guys. So I thought winning the IC title was actually like a step back for him. So that's why I was kind of hoping he lost the match, which is kind of sad. So that match was fun. Then we had The Shield versus Hell No and Ryback. This was awesome live. Probably not as good as Steen and Generico, but nonetheless, this was a great match live. I was going crazy for almost everything they were doing. There's a spot here where Ryback hits Ambrose, where Kane was knocked out. Ryback beats up Rollins, he beat up Reigns, and then he hits Dean Ambrose with the shell shock. And I legitimately thought that was the finish. I was so sure the match was about to end. I was like, God damn it, they couldn't put him over. They fucking had to protect Ryback that much. And then Rollins comes in and breaks up the pin. And I was like, what? What? And they kept brawling. They knocked out Kane through the guardrail. They put Rollins through the tables. Brutal match. Great spots. Tremendous match. The Shield looked awesome in this match. They looked like legit badasses. I was a big fan of this company after this match. I was so happy. A great match. Great match. Thoroughly enjoyed. Eve and Naomi, another whatever match. Whatever. Sheamus and Show I thought was fun. Good match. I haven't seen their Hell in a Cell match, so I wouldn't know if it's better or worse than that. But I really enjoyed this match for what it was. They had a nice back and forth action. They traded some cool near falls. They had some good chair shots. Sheamus hit the white noise on Show, which I know he's done all the time, but I have yet to see it. And when I saw it live, I thought it was really cool. Sheamus brought out the big chair to get the win. I was happy with the match. I really enjoyed it. 3MB versus Miz, Rio, and Brawler. I didn't see this. I went to go get a drink. Then Cena and Ziggler. A very good match, I thought. Not great, but very good. A lot of fun. A lot of psychology in this ladder match. Completely different from the ladder match earlier in the day that I saw. But, they did a little more stalling. They made each bump seem important, which I appreciate. Like, they would take hard bumps and stay down for a little bit to sell the effect of the ladder spots. They even had a table in there when Cena tried to do a Hurricane Rana, I think, which was interesting. He also did a monkey flip, which I thought was hilarious at the time. Ziggler took some crazy stuff here. Not like death-defying. He didn't do anything where I thought would end his career, but he did some good stuff in this match. And the finish I called, but I mean, who didn't call this with AJ coming out and costing Cena? But nonetheless, a very good match. Nonetheless, a very good main event. I was really happy with it. So awesome show. Well, no, that's an over-exaggeration. Great show. It has an awesome match with a very good main event, with, a good IC title match and a good World Heavyweight title match. I was very happy with the show. It's like the best WWE show I've been to since 2002. I'm not even kidding. I liked it more than the Survivor Series pay-per-view I went in 2010. Liked it more than the Rock's birthday I went to last year. I liked it more than the Nexus Raw, which had a great ending, but that whole show was just terrible. It was when the Nexus debuted and beat up John Cena. I liked it more than... Okay, I don't know if I liked it more than WrestleMania 24, but I had more fun here than I did at this past year's WrestleMania. This past year's WrestleMania was probably a better show, but I had more fun at this show than I did at that WrestleMania. So this is the most fun I've had at a WWE show in years and years. So I thought it was a great day for pro wrestling, a great Ring of Honor show and a great WWE show. I was so happy as a pro wrestling fan. I had a great time with Ben at the TLC show. I had a great time with Trademark and Sabu TNA Forever at the Ring of Honor show. Just an overall really fun day. I had a great time, and thank you everyone who saw me and who interacted with me to make it such a great day. And Ring of Honor's gotten better, and WWE, hey, we'll see how they do towards WrestleMania season. That's it for me. Big Red 310. I'm out, guys. Goodbye.